What is the number one most important thing to keep in mind when you're looking for a relationship? It's really simple. It's clarity. You need to know what is it that I'm looking for. Am I looking just to have fun, just to date casually? Or am I looking for something that's more real, that's more long term, that will give me companionship? Now, as you know, I'm Varsha and I run Footloose No More, and I'm the co founder of this platform along with my brother Abhishek. And we meet single people every day. I talk to single people on a daily basis. We do events, we speak to people on the website, and I end up talking to them a lot. And which is why I thought this is the place where I should talk about challenges that single people face. So, what I have found is that most people, when they start looking, are not sure of what they want. They have a list, and a lot of it is non negotiable. But the truth is that they don't really know, because these non negotiables are really not the things that make a relationship. You know, I should read the same books and should be very spiritual. That's not how life works. What does work is whether you are comfortable with each other, whether the relationship is making you happy, whether the other person is making you feel comfortable and at ease. So you have to be clear on that. The second thing that you have to be absolutely clear on is what is it that you want. Are you going to explore, and for how long? At what point are you going to say, I'm done exploring? Because if you're done exploring, your mind will be more open to meeting people who may be slightly different but ready to commit. So if you are ready to commit, be very clear that this is what I want and I'm not going to budge from this. I want my forever. I don't want to drift around and say, let me see where this one is going and dekhte hain uske sath kya hota hai. And so be very clear, and that is the most important thing you need to keep in mind when you are looking for a permanent relationship. Very interesting story. Of course, I always have a story. When I was single, and I was single a very long time ago, 14 years to be precise, and I didn't know where to meet people. So, and nor did Abhishek. So, we started Footloose No More, and he met someone and got married very soon. But I drifted. I drifted for 2.5 years. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know whether I wanted someone older, younger, what kind of job he should have, whether I really wanted to get married or not. I was completely unsure because life was going to change once that happened, and I was having a lot of fun. So I just drifted along for 2.5 years. I wouldn't go out with anyone. If I went out, I'd drift, I'd vanish, I'd ghost. All of those things that you hear now, words that didn't even exist 14 years ago, but I realized I was doing them. And people thought that I just wanted to, have fun. People called me a social butterfly, commitment phobic, none of which I am. So, 2.5 years later, I sat myself down and I said, Varsha, what are you doing? You have no idea what you want. You meet all these lovely, lovely people, and you are just wasting their time and yours. And it's time to figure out what it is that you want. And with a little bit of probing and soul searching, I realized that what I actually wanted was to get married. I wanted the mera ghar, mere bacche, the husband who leaves towels on the bed. He doesn't. But कहने में क्या जाता है? And I wanted that. I wanted to wake up and say, here's my family. And I wanted to say, my kids did this. And I wanted to say, at our wedding and when we went on our honeymoon, and yesterday we had an argument, and all the things that go with being in a permanent relationship. But it took a long time for me to search my soul and to figure out what it is that I actually want. And I realized this is what I want. So perhaps what we should do today is sit down and think, what is it that we want? Do we want to get married or do we just want to have a bit of fun for now? And once you've figured that out, create your profile accordingly. When you meet people, talk to them accordingly. When you find someone you like, take it forward accordingly. And ghosting is not an option. So, do me a favor. Tell me what you think in the comments and let me know what you want to talk about next, because I'm always happy to talk about whatever people want to talk about. This is Varsha signing off from Footloose No More. See you soon.